Hello, and this is the review of the Mario movie, and it is basically the dream film. It is Mario and Luigi. Well, spoiler free, this is my super late review of the Mario movie, but it, when you think about it, has the perfect cast. Mario was not played by Charles Martinet, but he does voice. The only spoiler I'll say is he is voiced twice in two characters. And as a Mario fan that grew up with stuff like Mario World and Mario Galaxy and all those great games, we get not a perfect film. Oh, this film has flaws, and I'll get into a couple of those negatives, but it's a million, like 80%, at least 80% of this film is positive. I wouldn't even say 20% was negative. I was even that like some of the writings are perfect, some scenes aren't perfect. It's not a deep film, but it is a great. Yeah, I would say it's a great film. Is it? Am I kind of biased because I'm a Mario fanboy? Yes, but I can agree. When it's not perfect, I can admit the original film. Even when I was a kid, I saw it and I did not like it. I'm like, this is not Mario. This is not Luigi. What the hell's going on here? And this one, if I was a kid, I'd probably be crying or jumping like crazy because I could have cried a couple scenes because it was so damn good. Again, there's some flaws, and yes, maybe some of the voices aren't good. I think we should all apologize. Again, this is super late because I think we already apologized like 2 months ago to Chris Pratt for all the hate that he got in the trailer, which I was also on the fence of. This doesn't sound that good, but most of the other voices sound great. But now, do I think he sounded great? No, but I think he was very good as Mario, considering I don't love his acting. Like, I think he's great in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's actually pretty good in Jurassic World. Those films suck, but he's not bad. He's just not a great actor. And honestly, this is one of his best. I know it's like not amazing, but for me, it's probably one of my favorite performances, at least for an animation. I know he did the Lego Movie, and then we have people like Charlie Day. I'll admit, I don't know much about him, but he was like a 9 out of 10 for Luigi. Yes, the original voice is still better for Luigi, like all the characters, but I think he might have been the second best voice actor. We all know who the best one was. That was Jack Black. He did a 10 out of 10 voice, and yet it might not be as good as the game voice. Those are perfect voices. He was basically as perfect. And yes, I'm sure most people know the song. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody for some reason that hasn't seen this. I'm not gonna spoil it because Bowser, again, his character's great again, but the song he does for Peach is is actually really catchy. It's not just Jack Black. It's not just oh yeah yeah it's so funny. It's actually a great song, and Jack Black's perfect as Bowser. The only voice that 100% sounds like the game voice is probably Bowser's, but I still think all the voices work almost perfectly in the movie, which is all you care about. And there's Peach, and I only the actress that played Peach. I actually only have seen her in the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan, which I loved, and she was very good. I know she's in a couple shows and movies. She is definitely a different voice, but I would give her an 8 out of 10 as Peach. She was very good. And Peach was this, pretty cool character, but a princess that eventually you figure out she is actually flawed. She's not like superhuman. And then you have Toad. One of my favorite characters was Toad. And the actor that played him, I don't remember all the names of the actors. Like, this is a voice actor, and I'm not very familiar with him either. And he did kind of, I would say, 9 out of 10 voice. because Toad is always like a weird voice, and this voice was like pretty perfect. And the character, it was actually hilarious. I laughed at least 10 to 15 times of what Toad said. And there's a few scenes, like I literally died laughing. Toad was amazing. Now, the plot of this movie is basically the game plot, but I think most people from the trailer, people know. Look like Luigi was supposed to be saved, even though Peach does need to be saved at times. So it's basically Peach, I guess. Where the film isn't as interesting as Mario and Luigi aren't together for most of the film, which might be one of the biggest problems with the movie. But other than that, that's one of the few problems I had. And a lot of people said the 4 or 5 '80s famous songs in the film, people said didn't work. I think it's fine because it's the '80s. Mario's from the '80s. I think that a Smash Brothers film could be made. I think it could, but it'd be hard. But they had a fighting part. When Mario meets Donkey Kong, there's a full-on fight, and Cranky Kong's there. Some people say it doesn't fit. I like the voice. I don't love it, but Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You know what? He basically is himself, but he works for some reason. It's literally like a full-on Neighbors thing he does in the some parts, but like a kid version of Seth Rogen. So yeah, basically he works for some reason, and Seth Rogen is not a voice actor. He is basically Seth Rogen that does crazy movies. So yeah, it's really weird. I mean that's a weird casting, but you know what? It actually works. It works, which is a miracle. It works. They wanted to find out some of these castings. They wanted them to work, and honestly, they worked. But not all of them were great. As I said, Jack Black and Charlie Day absolutely killed the roles. I think they're perfect. Anyway, also, I know when it came out, the critics absolutely slammed the film, but a lot of them have no clue anything, or they have no clue about what Mario really is, and they've never played the games. So, obviously they're looking for a deep story. It's not because it's Mario. So they're not gonna like it. Just like, the Sonic movies, a lot of critics hate those because they're for kids, and it's just a kids film, and you know a lot of people say those are bad movies. The Sonic movies are actually good. Now, are they masterpieces? No. I personally really like both, and there's a third one, and I'm easily seeing that. The Mario film, yes, it's breaking records, top, probably like one of the top films ever by like, you know, the end of the year or whatever. It's obviously a top film. I don't think any film will surpass it in money this year, which is pretty amazing. People love Mario, and you know, Illumination. I like a couple of their films. I haven't seen all of them. I've heard of the Sing films are really good. Haven't seen them. I know Minions are mixed. I like them, but I know it's not like anything special. The first Despicable Me is a classic. The second is really good. Those are their best. This might be their best film, but the Despicable Me's I think are their best. Obviously, those are really, actually pretty deep stories, like actual emotional stories. This has its emotion and has its really funny one-liners, for sure. But yeah, some critics like it, but most don't, and most fans like it. But if the fans can admit that there's flaws, why would the critics like it? So, that's the only, stuff about the critics I'm gonna go into, because there's so many videos about the critics that people are, just destroying them about, and I understand that. I also need to give the critics, hey, at least, they're not full on lying when they say, yeah, there's some flaws. I mean, there's some, you know, some characters could be written better, but this is not like, you know, a masterpiece. But is this made by like an incredible director? Like if Quentin Tarantino made this, it'd be like R-rated Mario with amazing it's not gonna be that amazing dialogue. It's a simple film. It's just a simple, fun film. I give like an 8.5 or something because it's just fun. It's not a great film that everybody's gonna love, because not everybody will love it. But if you love Mario, you'll probably love this. If you absolutely hate Mario, like, I don't know, I guess you won't. Because I like the first two Sonics, and there could be changes in those that could be better, and there could be changes in this that could be better, but really, it's fine and it's really fun. The moral of the story is this film is fun, and that's it. All you should do is have a fun time watching Mario and Luigi as plumbers, and that's it. It's nothing ridiculously complex, because it's not gonna be. It's a simple Mario plot, which is like, obviously, like, what are the plots? Are the games. Some games have more complex plots, but most simple Mario games are Bowser has to save Peach. That's literally the plot. This is literally the same plot, and it works. The first one didn't because it was so bad. Now it's so bad it's good for some people. It's so bad it's good for some people. It's like, I mean, no, I've never liked that film. I've only seen it like once or twice, but yeah, it's awful. I mean, considering this is actually a film is a dream for any Mario fan, including me. Like, so that's overall my thoughts on the Mario movie. It's a blast. Yeah, it's been out for like a couple months now, and it's broke so many records like in film history, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's definitely, you should be buying it if you like physical media on DVD or Blu-ray or 4K, whatever you buy it on. I'm personally probably gonna. I haven't yet, but I know it's out now. I'll be buying it on Blu-ray because I'm mostly a Blu-ray person still, because I don't feel the need to really watch 4K, but I've heard of it. But anyway, that's for another story. The Mario movie is pretty much the perfect Mario film that no one thought would exist ever. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. Is everything's awesome in the movie, and thanks for watching this video. There'll be more soon.